Hello, boys and girls. How have you been? I hope that you are all healthy and happy. Welcome to our grade 5 mathematics class. My name is Miss Yulita Brown Phillips, and today we will be looking at multiples. When you hear the term multiples, what do you think of? Okay. Now, the multiple of a number is the product obtained when it is multiplied by the same number or any other number. So basically, to find the multiples of numbers, we multiply. So for our example, list the first 6 multiples of 4. Now, it is extremely important that you know your tables when you are attempting to do multiples. Now, remember, to find the multiples of a number, you multiply it by any other number and its product becomes the multiple. Do you know that when you multiply numbers, the answer is called the product? Or when you are told to find the product of numbers, it means that you have to multiply. Isn't that cool? Yes, boys and girls. To find the product of numbers, you multiply. So we will start by multiplying the number 4 because we are listing the multiples of 4. By 1, we start with the simplest number. Remember, it said to list the first 6 multiples. Now, when we start with the simplest number, we start from 1. Our numbers are arranged in order. So first, 4 times 1 will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. 4 times 3 will give us 12. 4 times 4 will give us 16. 4 times 5 will give us 20. 4 times 6 will give us 24. Boys and girls, what did we say were the multiples of any given number? When the numbers are multiplied, the product becomes the multiple of that number. Therefore, the first 6 multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. For example 2, we will list the multiples of 5 from 5 to 30. We are listing the multiples of 5, starting with 5 and ending at 30. We can't go over. Remember, you get the multiple of a number when you multiply that number by another number. So let's start listing. We start with the simplest. 5 times 1. 5 times 1 will give us 5. 5 times 2 will give us 10. 5 times 3 will give us 15. 5 times 4 will give us 20. 5 times 5 will give us 25. 5 times 6 will give us 30. Why can't we use 5 times 7, boys and girls, to give us 35? Isn't 35 a multiple of 5? Yes, 35 is a multiple of 5, but the question asked to list the multiples of 5 from 5 to 30. So we had to stop at 30. Therefore, the multiples of 5 from 5 to 30 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So boys and girls, it is your turn. The first question says, list the multiples of 6 from 6 to 18. List the multiples of 6 from 6 to 18. Remember, you have to stop specifically where the question asked you to. You should be finished now. Did you start with the simplest one? 6 times 1? Excellent. Let's continue. 6 times 1 will give us 6. 6 times 2 will give us 12. 6 times 3 will give us 18. And 6 times 4 will give us 24. Can't we use 24, boys and girls? Isn't 24 a multiple of 6? Yes, 24 is a multiple of 6. But the question asks that you list the multiples of 6 from 6 to 18. You are absolutely correct, boys and girls. For our next question, list the first 7 multiples of 10. List the first 7 multiples of 10. Remember, you find the multiple of a number by multiplying that number by another number, and the product becomes the multiple of that number. Boys and girls, remember to do neat work. Remember, your work says a lot about you. Okay, boys and girls, you should be finished by now. So let's begin listing. Did you start with the simplest one? Yes. 10 times 1 will give us 10. 10 times 2 will give us 20. 10 times 3 will give us 30. 10 times 4 will give us 40. 10 times 5 will give us 50. 10 times 6 will give us 60. 10 times 7 will give us 70. Boys and girls, could we go on? Yes, you are correct. We can't because the question asked for us to list the first 7 multiples of 10. So the first 7 multiples of 10 would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. Good job, boys and girls. You are really, really smart. Keep up the good work. And now for my problem of the day. All of the following are multiples of 8 except. All of the following are multiples of 8 except. Take a few seconds to answer that question, boys and girls. I know you are excellent at solving the problem of the day. Good. Did you say 45? You are absolutely correct. 45 is not a multiple of 8 because 8 times 1 will give us 8. 8 times 2 will give us 16. 8 times 3 will give us 24. There is nothing we can multiply by 8 to get 45. So 45 is not a multiple of 8. Now for our review. Multiples are obtained when you find the product of two numbers. Every number is a multiple of itself. Always remember to start with the simplest one. Boys and girls, I trust that you enjoyed today's lesson on multiples and you would be able to put it into practice when need be. It's time for me to say goodbye. Remember to be kind, respectful, and always be honest. Bye, boys and girls. See you next time.